Absolutely. It's been a long time.
It's a nice T-shirt, Nirvana.
Oh, yeah, that's what we all do here. Work towards Nirvana.
90s grunge. I always like that vibe.
Absolutely.
How are things, Naveen? Tell us. I think some more people will be joining us, but let's get started. Naveen is make an introduction probably and get started.
Hey, hi. So who all are there on the call now?
We have a few people who have joined us. Welcome Deepak, welcome Harsh, Suresh. A lot of people joining in. I think we'll have some more people joining us in the presenter stage also. Vijeta, Vipul, Deepak. We're expecting a lot of people.
Wow.
So, or maybe we can just wait. Let's just wait for a few minutes to have everyone join in.
That's quite a number on a Sunday evening you managed to
Yeah.
get.
No,
Hey.
we're all friends. There is Vipul. There he goes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Great. Hi, Naveen. How are you?
Yeah, all well, people. Hi.
Hi.
Meeting you.
We're just waiting for people. I just started and board. I think there comes Vijeta Shastri. Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
Yes. All well, guys. Good to see you all.
I think few more people.
Continue. Huh?
No, we're just waiting. I just thought instead of Naveen,
Yeah.
Naveen joined in, and instead of him starting off the introduction, we just thought let's wait for a few people to join in.
Because we have a few folks. I think I see quite a few viewers also. I see Sumit is there. Deepak is there. Okay.
I really love this. Behind Vipul, I am seeing like a beautiful. I think is that a Strat? You managed to get a Stratocaster
Which one?
behind you, the guitar.
Yeah. Right,
Is
right.
that a Stratocaster?
Yes, it is.
My goodness, and here he's got Nirvana, and it's just perfect. And I wish I was there.
We should jam, yeah. We should definitely.
Oh
jam.
yeah, we should do it on Vidphone though.
Yeah, I've already got my hair down for Sunday, so yeah.
So have you tried jamming on Vidphone anytime? It doesn't work on other platforms.
Oh, actually, yeah, not a bad idea. We can actually do that.
That's quite
we
a
should do
challenge
that.
because
Yeah.
of the network speeds are always the issue. A bit of lag here. One
Yeah.
beat is off, the whole song is off.
Yes.
In fact, I remember long back, A.R. Rahman was doing a lot of work this way, almost 10 years ago. And he would record a lot of my uncle works with Rahman, so he was giving me inputs. And this is back then, so they had very dedicated links and stuff. And now I think we should try with this kind of, I think it's reasonable. Maybe we should, yeah. Maybe,
No,
maybe start a beat for you and you can get started.
Yeah. Definitely, it'll be fun. I mean, imagine all these people who can, jam together. Why not?
You won't believe, Vipul, as we speak, we are launching something called vidphone.live.
Okay.
And I'm making this announcement also. Vidphone.live we are launching.
Sweet.
And we already bought the domain. We're in works. That's basically where, anybody can come. You can come and play music. We have a tip box there. Okay. And the audience can come and just pay you microtransaction. People can come pay 5, 10 rupees, 15, 20, 100, 500, whatever. So people can just sit down on the TV, put it on your Silk browser, and watch the people play, and people can just tip them.
Hey, Deepak, how are you?
We're doing a
That's really cool.
Just to say hi to Deepak. Let's say hi to Deepak, please.
Hi,
Deepak, how are you?
Hi, is my mic? I'm not able to see, the mic activation.
You're audible. You're absolutely audible.
I am okay. Is
Yeah.
my video audible?
He's in a small window, Vijeta, sir.
He's taking
That's
a
how it
raise
works.
hand, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it
in a
stays
raise
that way.
hand.
Hey, Deepak, we're just waiting for a few more folks to join in. How are you doing? Can we know a little bit more about you?
Oh, great. Okay. Vijeta, okay. I run a company called Nurture IT. And of course, I've been running a company called Laptop World. We've been into IT retail in Bangalore. for about 20
So
years
great,
now.
Deepak. I know Deepak, by the way. Sorry, I should have mentioned this. I know Deepak, but you should tell the rest of the folks here who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So I run currently Laptop World, as I said, is my B2C outlet, and I also run a B2B concern called Nurture IT. So as the name suggests, we nurture the IT infrastructure of startups and scaling up organizations. So that's what we do as a
So life is good, Deepak. How's business?
Business on the B2C front, of course, has been great with all the online classes and work from home. B2B, we've seen some sectors doing well, very well actually, and some of them kind of looking up now.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's been a mixed bag.
Correct. No, there is going to be challenges in life, but I guess that's what we got to do.
Yes.
Hey, Deepak,
Absolutely.
so
I've been through enough of recessions to to tide through this one as well.
Okay, man. Deepak, you stay in touch, buddy. And I think Jagat, we should start off with 7:35. So just whoever is in, let's kickstart. We should not make people wait.
All
All
right.
right, let's do that.
Sure.
Okay. Take care, Deepak.
Just a quick request. Vijita, you can finish.
Yeah, done. Deepak, we'll start off. We'll start off now. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, man. Thank you.
Thanks. So just a quick request, those who are not speaking, please put it mic mute so that there's no echo. We can reduce that. So the quick format, informal boardroom, any founders, all of us are founders here. Feel free to share something that you feel is a challenge or, something that you want some, kind of ideas bouncing off. And we could probably take turns and, give our 2 cents. So anybody could, probably Naveen, I was saying he joined us first, so Naveen can get started. A quick introduction to those who don't know. And where is your stage? What are you doing?
Hey, Jagat, thanks for inviting me. Hi all, this is Naveen Nair. I run app sales. I'm not sure about others, but I started my entrepreneurship journey quite late in life. I spent 20 years in the corporate world, and then I started app sales. Always been part of the enterprise account management space, and therefore that's the only thing I knew. And we provide an account management CRM to help companies drive velocity across their sales, service, and receivables, and that's what we do. Pleasure joining here, Jagat. This is the first time I'm experiencing your platform, so good to be here. And we are an early stage organization, 100% bootstrapped. We've gone into the market just over nearly a year now, since we've taken to the product now, and the feedback has been good, traction has been good, and COVID has definitely given us some kind of a tailwind as well, because companies are looking at automation, people are looking at ways of digitizing their processes. So that's what things have been okay. Obviously, the challenge, Jagat, if you ask me, as an early stage startup, bootstrapped with constraints around resources, challenge is always how do we get enough leads, enough traction, enough engagements going on in the market. And COVID, while engagements have increased, definitely the decision-making process in B2B space. I mean, we focus on B2B, we don't do a B2C CRM. So the decision-making process is definitely slightly elongated compared to what it was earlier. There's much more diligence that goes in, which actually helps us in a way that it helps us to qualify opportunities much better. But yeah, that's something that I would love to hear from the rest of the folks in the panel here. How do they go about their lead gen process?
Thanks, Naveen.
Vijita, feel free to. Vijita is moderating this, so Vijita, feel free to.
Yeah. So Vipul, go for it next. Vipul, you would like to kickstart? Talk about yourself.
Definitely. But before that, I would also like to introduce Nikhil Chadda to everybody here. He basically is a founder as well at Mindwise and Bizwise. He was a director at Flipkart, and before that at GE. So I would actually let Nikhil start, because then again.
Done. Nikhil, quickly. Your introduction is much awaited, sir. Thank you.
So I'll only give my introduction, otherwise Vipul will feed off my response. So he's already mentioned as part of what I did in GE and Flipkart, but I've primarily been more on the business side, never worked a day in HR side. However, my last stint was in L&D with Flipkart, and post that in Mindwise, what we really specialize is helping people make behavior shifts as individuals or as entities. And this plays out in saying that for organizations at every stage, whatever can be your people challenges coming more from a business perspective. For example, rather than saying it's a training thing, when we come in and look at the diagnosis, we look at the entire system, including your operations, your culture, your processes, all of it together. But we specialize in helping you make the shift in people behaviors, keeping in mind the rest of the context. So that's and to do that, we actually combine 6-7 different modalities like mindfulness, coaching, group work. Some of them are taken from a therapy space like Gestalt. A lot of group dynamics get into those places. Resilience has been something companies are going nuts last 3-4 months asking us to do that for them. So anything which is to help us with psychology, systemic or individual, we help you make those shifts. And then
good, Nikhil. And Nikhil, money, making money.
It's interesting. Earlier, what I could pick up in 1 to 2 days, initially when the corona started, took about 30 days because you had to break everything down in a new format.
Okay.
But now we've been able to, learn from that. So probably 5 days worth of work can net us the same kinds.
Okay. Awesome.
One good thing we did is we did not reduce the prices or the value just because people initially thought it's online, so it must be easier. Though it's not. It only makes it more complicated. So we not, as a principle, we said we're not compromising on that even if we lose business, and that actually worked well for us because people said we still see the value, and not everyone's able to do it in the same quality in the online mode, so we're willing to pay you that. But we're now opening up the P2C also, which earlier was 3 years later down the cards. But as we all know, stuff changes, we have to adapt.
Okay. So Nikhil and Naveen, also you can add your LinkedIn profiles, your email IDs, whatever you want to add. Just add it to the chat here, okay? The comments window.
Sure.
Just push it over there so more people can see it and more networkings can happen. All right?
Definitely.
Perfect, Nikhil. Vipul, would you like to go next, please?
Yeah, so the reason that I also introduced Nikhil Chadda is because Nikhil is the reason why I left GE and got into the startup ecosystem. I was, initial test bench for, Nikhil. And I'm so glad that I, actually did, listen to him at that point of time. So this is way back 2013. I was in GE and I was trying to figure out what to do next. It's thanks to him that I started working at Growth Story. Spent 4 years there. Then I was in NASSCOM for about 2 years, 7 months. And now I'm an entrepreneur as well. Currently, I'm working on multiple technologies, multiple products. I have about 9 patents across 7 products across industries. I'm looking at connecting with companies and licensing those products out. So I've been at it for about 6 months now, and it's been a very interesting journey. The idea was to take problems that were not being solved, creating products to solve those particular problems, and then share those things with larger corporates. The reason that I started off with this was very simple because with my time at NASSCOM, I had a lot of these larger corporates coming to me and asking me specifically for solutions in their field. I've had larger companies coming in saying, let's say in the electronic space, saying that do you have something for the ACs? How do we differentiate ourselves? And I realized that even a small component that they can add to their product, significantly improves their chances of differentiating themselves, from the others. So it's a very critical sort of a touch point for the sales team, to figure out, how to differentiate, how to talk about it. And I'm trying to, get into that particular groove and, trying to make things work there.
Awesome, Vipul. All the best for your journey. I mean, it's not easy, but I'm sure you'll do really well, buddy. Okay. I think Sumit is playing hide and seek with us, Jagat, so we'll not waste time. So just to keep it, we want to make it as insightful, resource sharing, and very crisp. Okay. So as the role of the moderator is that keep your your insights and whatever you're sharing as simple as possible. Hey Deepak, how are you?
Good. How are you? Sorry for being late here.
No problem, Deepak. We're just doing a very quick 30-second intro. And so would you like to quickly introduce yourself out here?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. So I'm Deepak Kumar Dhanotia, and I am founder at Shop Kirana. We are a B2B commerce startup based out of Indore and presently working in 8 cities, and we are into grocery as a segment. So passed out of NITI Mumbai and worked with PNG for 2 years and then started Shop Kirana. So that's a brief.
Awesome. So how's Shop Kirana doing in terms of business? How's life? How's business? Danda?
It's good, obviously. So COVID has not impacted us as a segment by and large. So in that we're doing good, and I think long way to go from here.
Okay, awesome, Deepak. Great.
Just to add one thing, Deepak, what a modest introduction.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's not true. He is a genius when it comes to logistics. Brilliant guy. I met him at Johnson & Johnson. Amazing, knows his stuff really well, and he's been at it for a really long time. Shop Kirana is killing it. Like they were there when they were solving a problem, and there's a lot to learn from him. So he's a great resource when it comes to understanding logistics and those components.
And if I may just add
Thank you very much, sir.
I had opportunity to have one dinner with Deepak, and that dinner has stayed with me after all this while also as one of the few that I remember in my life. Hi, Deepak.
Thank you very much, sir.
So, Sumit, can you talk or you're stuck?
Yeah. Now I'm able to hear. I just joined from mobile.
Give us your introduction. Yeah, give us your introduction quickly.
Okay, hi. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Sumit Mehta. I'm the founder of Arteola, a legal tech startup. We are serving both B2B as well as B2C clients. And I based our startup is based out of Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. That's all. Hmm.
Thank you, Sumit. That's very kind of you. Perfect. So, guys,
Thank
just to
you.
give a quick thing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
perfect. Thanks, Sumit. All right. So let me just set the context of what we're going to do out here, guys. So there is Jagat is there, Vipul is there, Naveen, Deepak, Sumit, and Nikhil. So there's six of you guys plus me seven. So it is going to be very crisp that we are now on 7:45. Okay. Number one. Number two, whatever you're saying is about sharing resources and insights, right? And you can also talk about the challenge you're facing, and maybe we'll take a thing that okay, what can you do? Some of you guys have some suggestion on what you can do to solve their problem. Okay, so we leave funding out of this. Okay, let's not get into the funding. Let's talk about sales. Let's talk about productivity tools, hiring challenges, whatever those things are absolutely fine. Okay, any marketing thing that you can do. For example, Vipul, you're creating videos, you're creating whatever kind of stuff. Jagat, you're doing the Vidphone TV, you're trying to get people to your website using TV. Deepak, you want more and more people to shop at Shop Kirana, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so just focus on those things. Free willing. At times when I say this means, okay, we got to move to the next guy. All right. So we'll do it very fast, very crisp. So Naveen, would you like to kickstart? Resources, challenges, insights.
Sure, Vijay. So as I said, being an early stage startup, we are obviously looking at getting more leads and more engagements going. I think that's our topmost priority today. And happy to learn. As of now, what we do is leverage personal connects, network from the corporate world where we spend time, and obviously LinkedIn is a major source of leads for us.
Okay, cool. Challenges, Naveen?
Yeah, that's a challenge. The lead generation
Just
part
the
of
leads,
it.
huh? That's the only thing. No, no. But is it working for you? Like you're saying, you are using LinkedIn, you're using personal connects. Is it working? Not working? You need to do more.
It is definitely working. But if you ask me, is there scope to improve and is there room for more? It's always there.
CRMs? Do you
Uh,
use CRMs? Are you using LinkedIn Sales Navigator? What are you doing?
we do use LinkedIn Sales Navigator.
Okay, so that's a
Uh,
good one, right? It's
but
expensive, I know. I think what 5,000 rupees per month
it is
almost
it is
around.
expensive, and if you don't have a large sales team,
Hmm.
probably it's worth starting with this and look at this as a good investment to start with.
Okay, beautiful. So are you writing white papers? Are you writing blogs? Are you creating content that people can consume?
Yeah, in the last couple of months, I also learned this saying content is going to be the key.
Hmm.
And I have started spending some time on content on blogs, although we don't have much on our website, but that's a learning. And I hate writing for a fact, and I tried outsourcing it, and then I realized I met with some amazing people who were real genuine content writers, and they told me, please don't outsource this has to come from the head of the entrepreneur. Nobody can write content better than you. So I got a lot of pushback from some good genuine people who said you have to sit down and write,
Yeah,
and which is what I've started in the last 1 month.
awesome,
It's
awesome.
not easy, but it's crazy.
No, no, do it, do it. And buddy, listen, put it on your chat, right? Take the links when I move to the next guys. Put it on your chat. Hey, send the links on this so that we can consume it, we can save it or whatever it is. All right. So let's see if we can get you some more leads. No one never knows. Okay. So Vipul, I'll go to you next. Thanks, Naveen. First of all, thank you. Thank you so much. Right.
So thanks.
So Vipul, very quick, bullet points.
Two major challenges that I'm facing right now is now that I'm branching out, with different products and I'm trying to license them out to different people. There's a lot of opportunities where different teams are being formed. So while I started off with one startup and created these 7 products, now what has started happening is that I'm getting people who are interested in one specific product. So it's turning out to create multiple other entities. So like one guy wants to do the COVID application with me. There's one guy who wants to do the automobile application with me, and they eventually want to create that into a startup. Now the problem that I'm facing is that how do I work with them? How does this get structured? I am reaching out to the lawyers, but they say that it's a conversation between the two co-founders. Now at times it's a difficult conversation to have because some of them are friends, so it gets a little awkward in terms of putting the thing out there. So if you guys have any feedback, please do share. not been able to figure that component out. The second challenge is that there are a lot of open innovation segments in the companies. I am reaching out to them. Some of them love the idea. They're very direct in terms of their feedback, which is great. But it's taking time to turn that around. So if you have any suggestions, that has worked for you when you're talking to the large corporates, something like a learning that you would have had in terms of your this thing that would work.
Okay.
And in terms of resources, I've been able to build a great resource team which spans across legal, marketing, online, digital designers, prototypes, 3D prototypers, and people who can create stunning videos, like really amazing videos, because that was the heart of what I was doing to present the thought that I had. So yeah, that's basically where I am.
Awesome. So I'm just putting a few pointers on this, Vipul. So you're saying that you want to get more partners, you want to work with accelerators, but you want to be very, very careful, right? Because it has to be structured. You have to protect your IP, the legal part of it. And yes, they're friends, but you can't just trust for the sake of trusting. It can get into trouble. Okay. And I know that you have legal and other things, but you want to be careful about it, and you want some thought processes, inputs, and everything, right?
So
So we have, yeah.
yes. So here's the interesting thing. So when, like for example, for the first product, and my friend came over and he said, "I want to partner with you. I'll buy out your patent, and we'll start working from there." The conversation at that point was really good. As soon as the lawyer stepped in, right, that scared the crap out of me because they said there are multiple things you need to be careful about, and then it got a little difficult to convert. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I mean, they're still friends, so it becomes
Of course.
a dialogue.
Of course, Vipul, and you are from NAS. I mean, you have worked with NASCOM, so you know a lot of these guys as are different in a different angle. But now you got to be careful, right? And there is one blog that is coming out next week. It is written by the ABN Bev team. There's a guy called Murli who heads their innovation programs. Whatever he's written, just talking about solving the corporate jigsaw. Because these are specifically right the legal part of it. How do you protect your IP? How do you partner? How do you make affiliate marketing? So maybe that it next week, mid-week, whatever it will come out. It's my bad that we're not able to push it out because there are a lot of diagrams and all that. But we'll get it out and let's see what can be done. So I think Jagat has been writing about this, structuring founder agreements, etc., etc. So cool. We'll get all these things going. But thanks, Vipul. So next, could I ask Nikhil?
Hi. So my challenge is I'm actually trying to look for someone who can come in and just help me organize and scale up the whole B2C segment that we're opening up. So, so I have pretty much everything charted out, what's to be done, what's going to happen when, everything. I need someone to not just operationalize it, hold the governance rigor, but come in more with a business mindset and look at it like a business P&L owner itself. And in my space, trying to find someone who has both subject matter depth as well as a business acumen is a huge challenge.
But are you looking this as a agency or a co-founder, or what is it that you're looking at?
So, well, not as a co-founder, but what I have experimented with in the last 1.5 years is on one end you have people who are smart. They want to just keep it like a gig thing. On the other end, I have offered people that you come in, you do it like a rev share itself. So you keep growing it and you keep a bulk of it as well. Interestingly, I'm finding a lot of people are shying away from saying, okay, I want to put my name and say I'll do it on my own. They want to work under my umbrella rather than say I believe that I'm good enough on subject matter to put my name out also. But if you've got to grow like a business, you need to step out and have your own face there and know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got to see personal branding, Nikhil. Don't compromise ever on personal branding.
Yeah,
you are the face of your company.
Exactly.
Okay? So I mean, you can get people to co-create content for you, but you got to be there also, right?
Exactly.
That's a critical part of it. Hey man, cool. So just, I mean, what I'd also request you guys is maybe you can put 3-4 pointers of your challenges, whatever. Just I'm trying to type it also, but maybe I don't get it so well. Push it out on the comments also. And there's a dog that is barking away. So whoever knows where the dog is barking, please stay silent.
It's dinner time for the dog. So
yeah. It's dinner time. Don't be the dinner man.
Everybody.
But whoever is there, try to prevent the dog from barking. Okay, hey, Deepak, you're next, Sergi.
Okay, sir, thank you. So for us, earlier, like we were in the mode where we were scaling up, and as of now, it's wait and watch for us. And this space is hot for us. Like everyone wants to be in FMCG or grocery at this point in time. So one is how we be cautiously working against the competition at this point in time and still remain competitive enough in all the space. So good point is we are number one in all the territories where we are present into B2B commerce in the space where we are. Although there's Udan and everyone, so that is one point where if you people feel like grocery may ye differentiator points, you can add any innovation, anything that is in your mind, you can put it to us and we will obviously give it a try. Point number two is so Shop Kirana is working on two things. One is like building a go-to market for the real Bharat through these Kirana stores, and number three is creating brands for the real Bharat. So we have a funnel of technology which is going to this Kirana stores. That is our go-to market channel, and the another funnel which is parallelly working is building brands for Bharat. So like we have two brands which are almost kind of in the range of big enough now. So Kisan Kirana was our first brand in the food space for Bharat, solving the real food problem for India, and it's doing well. We are coming up with, so we have recently launched another brand in the space of this like home care as a space. So where Safoya has come. So we are primarily in technology, go-to-market, supply chain. We are good enough. Building brand is something where we are looking for people, looking for more talent coming with us, building brands for Bharat. These are not brands of very high end. These are brands which are really targeting the masses and are targeting in the range of 500 crore, 1000 crore as an independent brand potential. So this is in a space where I want to learn, to be very honest, go to every store, talk to every consumer and feel how it's feeling and really solving the new brand hunger for the emerging middle class.
So it's like the fortune at the bottom, not exactly the bottom of the pyramid, but somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So this is the rising middle class coming from tier two and the people shifting to tier twos or people first time using a branded food, etc. So these are the people we are targeting and building these brands.
Awesome, super stuff. Okay, so I think Sumit is having a challenge, but that's not a problem. I had some Priyank is there. I want to just take him on call first. Priyank, how are you? Good evening.
I'm good. How about you?
Oh, all well, all well. How's Bhopal doing, Priyank?
Doing great. Tell me.
Okay, fantastic, super. So how are you doing? So very quickly, guys, Priyank is from Bhopal, your space. He's had an exit with Block Beats, and Priyank, I think you're listening to some of these folks. So if you can give very crisp, okay, so 1 minute, any bullet points about what you're up to, what's going on, any thoughts that you have for any of these guys, it'll be awesome to hear you.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to add, I think you guys are all excellent enough. I'm just sharing. Right now, I'm doing more on the sales part. Being in the COVID times, it's tough for the industry in the real estate in terms of the renting space. So build a tech-savvy solutions in this COVID times, and now building up the the sales strategy on that and doing the lead. In the last 2-3 months, just after the beta launch, we have got around 30 to 40 lakh rupees monthly RR we are reach in 3 months, and looking forward to reach 1 CR revenue rate for this end of the year. So it's going good, but concentrating more in sales part. I always believe in network, so that's something which I'm always focusing on. And happy to see everyone here. It's a great Jagat, Vijeta, you have done great thing by asking everyone to join here. It's a great thing. I'm happy to more to listen rather than saying something.
Yeah. But I mean, guys, this Jagat, Jagat, I think we should also say this about Priyank is that he's building a lot of fantastic content. I've had a privilege to say hello to some of the folks that he works with. A lot of focus on database, beautiful, infographics, and getting the message out. And I think you also use the LinkedIn Sales Navigator well. And of course, while he sits in Bhopal, he's got experience in New York. He's trying to talk to lots and lots of founders, absorbs a lot of learnings, unlearnings, whatever it is. So awesome, Priyank. Thanks for joining in, and let's get you on the audience so you can listen into more. Okay. But thank you, Priyank. Thank you so much for joining in on the Sunday. And
pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine.
Take care. And of course, Priyank, you make sure that your LinkedIn profile and other things, email ID, always share it on the comments part of it.
Yeah. Always.
Right, sir. Take care, man. Cheers.
Same.
Bye. Sumit is gone again. Man, he's like magician, the Houdini comes in and goes out again. Okay, so he sits. So this is the great thing, right? He sits in a small town in Madhya Pradesh, challenges with okay, leave it. Okay, so what I'm also going to be doing now, guys, is that now we talked about challenges and what you're looking at. Now I want to talk. I want to tell, get from you guys one thing only that you did really well and really worked out in the last say 6 months. Okay, some hack, something that you did. It could be a post that you did on LinkedIn, or it's someone that you spoke to, or something great that happened that really worked for you. Okay, just think about that. Dig deep into your memory power and something that will be useful to the audience, if that makes sense. Okay, so Naveen, would you like to start? Or you're thinking? You're still thinking. If you're still thinking, we'll go to someone else.
I'm good to go if that's of any use.
Yeah, Nikhil, go for it, buddy. Go for
So
it.
I would say two things. Firstly, when everybody started doing helter skelter that Corona's happened, life's going to go crazy. We actually just became very cool for 2-3 weeks and said, let's see how things are going to change before we react. And what we did is let's get deeper in our conversations with our customers to really understand what they are grappling with this time and see how we can start solving very actionable, tangible things for them. Nothing fancy, nothing out of the world. And that was more for our customers. And internally, we use this time to really get some of our capability building in place. Take an example. We got the tech platform in place so that there's an experience for people coming in. Some of our international MOUs were languishing in the back and forth, given the pace that people outside of India do. So we got all of them pen and got in. And even in terms of how will the go-to-market to India be, and did some pilots around that as soft launches, which was successful. So to summarize, build capability, get closer to your customers, and solve some immediate stuff for them, and build those partnerships more deeply.
Okay, awesome. Getting close to the customer, I think that's really cool, and building partnerships deeply. So, Nikhil, I want to ask you one question. You have worked in a corporate. You have a lot of friends who are still out there, right? Are you in touch with them? Are you guys talking to each other, trying to figure out some things? Are they offering some suggestions, connections, network?
Yes, but not so in a professional capacity that I'm trying to sell services of my company to them. In fact, when I quit, that was the first principle. I said I'm not going to do that. And really start with a beginner's mind and walk into the market saying, hey, this is what I've done, not because you know me, but let me see how best, because that's also the time we can really hone in how we reach our customer and are we getting a message across. So in fact, with Flipkart, which was my last organization, I decided at least for 12 months, I'm not going to speak to people. And I told them, don't mind, but I'm not going to come back to you for work.
Okay,
so,
interesting.
Yeah, it's a different tack I took, but I'm happy about it.
So don't lose your friends. Stay keep them as friends. Okay.
Personally, they're all in.
Yeah. And if you guys go out, make them pay the bill. Very important. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
Naveen, Vipul, who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Yeah. Please.
So one of the things what we realized is for us it was important that while we are presenting or showcasing our solution, we take a business impact approach with clients. And I think post-COVID we started doing that more, where we are talking about ROI, talking about impact, and putting a tangible number. And one of the things which has really worked for us is, unlike most B2B SaaS companies, we don't talk features and capabilities, and that's really worked well for us.
Okay.
Internally, of course, we said let's put our head down and just focus on our product development and innovation part, and let's behave as if there is no COVID outside. And that the team has really picked up well.
So you're like Trump, man. You're the president of US, right? You're like that.
Oh man, not sure if that's a good analogy, but yeah.
That was uncalled for. Buddy. But I'm just saying. Okay, but no, but Naveen, you're right. You can't get bogged down, right? You got to go there and you got to hustle your way to the top, right? Use remote sales, use every single digital tool that is available, and and like how Nikhil and Deepak are doing the eating while they're talking, so they should not worry about dinner later. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Naveen. Thanks so much. Vipul?
Thank you. And now I'm hungry too. No, so one of the things that I was actually able to do, and something that I really wanted to for some time now, was I wanted to figure out how quick can you build a solution and take it to your potential customers. So one of the key factors that I was able to develop in the last 6 months is that how do you take an idea, converted that into a product, and take it to your customers. I've been able to now systematically devise a plan where I can actively iterate on multiple ideas, put together a team, get the whole thing up and running, like till the stage of an actual prototype, with descriptions and videos and details and scientific journals backing it up, with a cost estimate of only about 65,000 rupees. So I can get one idea out there in about that much time, which becomes critical for a faster turnaround time. It becomes easier for me to test my ideas very quickly with people and see how I can get returns on it.
Awesome.
Right. So that's one of the major learnings that I've been able to do, because today also I see when we talk about innovation in India, and it's been a little surprising because every time I've approached people and said, hey, I have an innovative product, the first question I get, hey, is it working in any other country? I'm like, it's innovative, it's new. So it becomes difficult to explain to them that it's brand new. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I know, tough. Yeah.
I realized the
So
term
now, Vipul, when you were at NASCOM and used to talk to the startup founders, now you know how they felt.
now I know how I felt. But ironically, the term innovation in India means something very different, and it's drastically different from what I have in mind. But there's a huge scope in this particular field.
No,
There
man,
are
you should be
great
like, an enabler like you, and you're still doing a lot of work for the community of people, and you get something cracking. I think that will be a brilliant use case for, lot of inspiring use case. So happy to see your journey and help you out where I can, buddy. All right.
Thank
Hey, Deepak, are you good to talk, buddy? Are you okay? You're eating,
Yes,
but
yes,
all right.
yes.
Yes. Good.
So for for us, what worked majorly, especially in the company space, everyone want to be into it, and everyone want to get the space out of the Kirana store today. What we have created as a strong mindset is two important points. One is, do you have a kind of this is not a industry where one innovation is the solution. So we thought like we have to innovate small, like 50 different things, and that should be our differentiator, because like it should not be overnight someone can do it. So today, like from supply chain to operations to getting a customer on the platform and engagement on the platform, we have 50 different innovations, which is making like us very differentiated for a very longer period of time. And retail is that space where you will find that at Walmart, you will find that at Big Bazaar or everywhere. They have done 100 small innovations over a period of time, which is differentiated versus competition. So that is one thing that worked well, because today the world is becoming competitive versus just one differentiator. I think people should have multiple of them, making a forte for yourself versus just one differentiator and going in market with that.
Great, Deepak. So you're saying basically build a moat, build a fort, make sure that competition can't just take you over and whatever it is. Awesome, man.
Yes. So it should be list of small 50 different things. May not be a very big one differentiator you have, but you should have internally. People should know that you should not worry about small kind of people taking over it.
Awesome.
And point number two, from where it came is the clear focus on continuous improvement or damming is a process. So everyone we are saying, boss, आप warehouse में हो ना, तो आप warehouse में एक innovation करो, आप बाकी सब भूल जाओ. आप app का UI UX कर रहे हो, तो आप वहाँ पे एक innovation करो, आप बाकी सब भूल जाओ. So everyone is contributing in that process, and that is really giving us huge advantage versus competition.
Brilliant. So you're talking about that Kaizen concept of Japan, right? The small improvements.
Right.
Awesome. So, buddy, if you don't mind, Deepak, take some of these concepts and push it on the comments thing, right? It'll help the rest of the viewers and other things. So if it's okay with you guys, whatever you feel, there's some productivity tools that you use, some of the, if you're okay to share it, okay? There is no hard and fast that you have to share it. But here we're trying to build a community and resources and insights. So I'm just trying to see if Deepak, I'm just taking Deepak online. Deepak is a Time member and he's also a startup founder, been around. And hey, Deepak, you have a minute, buddy, sharing your stuff. What's going on?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to help Vipul because he was talking about taking friends as a co-founder. I mean, was that an open question that needs to be addressed?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about the comment.
What is your viewpoint on co-founders?
I would be grateful for that.
So I'll share it from my personal experience. I grew up with my cousin in their house, and we really used to be for each other when it came on a personal relationship. We used to extend shoulders to each other, whenever we were in any kind of sticky situation. But we eventually became co-founders of a company because we thought it would be great because we had the great chemistry on a personal level. But when it came to a professional thought process, we realized that we were poles apart. I mean, just to give you an example, for me, statutory compliance is sacrosanct. I can't live without being on the right side of the law. Whereas for him, it was just out of the window. For him, anything to get your work done is fine. So and used to get into a lot of ugly situations, and eventually, because you are on a personal front, you tend to overlook certain things, though it is principally against you. And eventually it took us about 12 years to eventually part ways, but we did it as a handshake. But then those heartburns last forever, and it has those negative rub-offs in your family relationships as well. So what I would strongly suggest to you is, you need to list down what the priorities of the organization are. Leave your friendships aside. I mean, don't involve professional and personal relationships. Ensure that you are very, very clear as to, as a from an organization standpoint, what you will stand for as an organization, and everyone has the buy-in on that 100% buy-in. And the second thing is, you need to have an absolute clear no demarcation on what you bring to the table, because people tend to take that for granted, saying that, "Okay, if I'm not there, he will fill in up for me in doing that." So because you have that personal relationship, the people tend to take it for granted, take that relationship for granted. So
Awesome.
that would be my advice.
So basically, Deepak, what you're saying is it has to be in black and white. It has to be legalized. It has to be agreements has to be there. There should be very, very clear understanding. Otherwise, it'll bring the company down, right? If the employees or other team or even outside say that Vipul and whoever else he's working with is not in good sync, it's a disaster, isn't it, Deepak?
Vijeta, it's not just the legal aspect; it
Yeah,
is the entire thought process.
yeah.
That is where the the company collapses, not because there might be a difference in terms of the probably, yeah, the thought process eventually leads to altercations in terms of
Awesome, awesome.
that's what I would like to say.
Understood, understood,
Thanks.
Deepak. I think it makes what a lot of sense, right, Vipul? I mean, you better be
It
careful
does.
in
It
terms of.
does. Deepak, thank you so much for bringing that out. I mean, that's at the heart of the
Absolutely.
problem as well. I am trying to get
Yes.
as many things as I can in black and white, but it stems from the fact where I prefer to license my products to larger corporates because there's a larger reach, and I can get it to the market faster. Whereas my potential partner is in the favor of actually manufacturing it ourselves because there's a higher margin that we can actually make out of it.
Right.
We I mean, initially when we started off, we were on the similar thought process, but priorities seem to be changing a little bit. And I do want to avoid the ugliness, but yeah, it's a tricky situation. I mean, it's
Hmm.
not easy to do.
Yeah,
And I mean, while the lawyers do come in and say, you can talk about these things, but started working with them, and it just makes a bad situation worse. So yeah,
yeah,
thank
better
you.
be. Yeah, I think Deepak, that's good insights for Vipul and not just Vipul, for everyone else. But thanks, man. Thanks so much
Yes.
Thanks.
for taking this time out,
Absolutely.
Deepak. Yeah,
Pleasure.
cheers, buddy.
Pleasure.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey, guys, I'm taking Shivi Jain from ABN Bev online. She's been a good friend to the ecosystem. She does a not just from ABN Bev, but others also very, very supportive, very, very helpful. I think a few of you folks know her. So let's get Shivi. Shivi. Yeah, Shivi, come. You
Yeah,
got to figure out the thing a little bit better.
yes, yes. I
Huh?
have talked to Jagat a lot of time about Bitcoin, but nice to be on platform today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
thanks
so
for
much,
the
Shivi.
opportunity, all of you.
So, Shivi,
I
don't
think
worry.
I
We're not
also,
going to ask you about POCs or use cases, whatever, but from the ecosystem point of view, how are
yeah, I
things and
can
what's
share
new?
on that as well. But yeah, I also have a point building up our previous conversation. I think people, when you are in relation, right? I think we should say people would like to build a company with people whom you trust. So mostly it's friends, but again, as the point shared by
Deepak.
other people,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
people take it granted, and I have that experience. I started a restaurant long before with my friends, and it happened because no matter how passionate you are, you can't bring passion in the people. and and a lot of times in India, especially, what I have seen, people take secrets very for granted. So you need to have your patent in place if you are developing very innovative technology, so that you don't share it with others, because it's a competitive market. So you should be very careful about what you are sharing with other, and have your documents in place. So I think that's one thing. And also I think we need to do a lot in innovation, as I think me and you always talk about incremental innovation in corporate especially. I think we are still lagging behind. I think one more thing, I also see a lot of news about copying innovation, but I think that is also a tactic. Like GeoMeet was harassed a lot on LinkedIn, especially copying Zoom. But if you see from user perspective, they have done an amazing job. And say for Ola, Flipkart, and everything, we have our own companies now. So I think that's okay. Yeah. So this is all from my side.
Thank you, Shivi. And of course, just to give a shout out, Shivi is from AB and Bev. They're always looking for great startups who can do work for them, POCs, solve big problems, and make an impact on the P&L, and they can make lots of money. Isn't that
So,
Shivi?
Yes, yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
Vipul.
yeah, so if I can just add, hey, hi Shivi, we've spoken on the
Hi,
phone
hi.
and presentation. Vipul here. I presented the idea for the product that helps stop reduce the spread of COVID-19, the one that you can wear on top of the gloves. We had a
Amon.
call in Amon. We had a call in the month of July. So the thing is that Shivi was really helpful back then as well. She gave some really great insights, and she was very supportive in terms of the ideation of that product. So Shivi, the product is ready now, so I would definitely like to reach out to you again and get your perspective on that.
Awesome. Thanks, Vipul. Thanks, Shivi. Great. Yeah, thank you for joining, Shivi. It's a Sunday evening. I know it's a recharge time for most of you corporate warriors, but appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, Shivi. I think we'll please listen in. Okay, stay on in the conversation. All right. Thank you. Okay, she's okay. Sumit, are you okay to talk now? Are you comfortable? No, I think he's not there, right? Okay, Sumit, no problem. We are not wasting a second. Okay, Jagat, your inputs, sir. You are the host also, but you're not saying much. So come on, get into the ring.
Is it me? Are you talking about me?
Yeah. Jagat, yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I'm just really enjoying the conversation. There's so many smart people here, and what do I say? But I think, let me just quickly, run through. I think thanks for everyone. Everyone. I hope it's of use. Of course, if you bring people of the same sector, maybe it will be more contextual. It's a little broad, but we are giving this a shot. So, Naveen, I think a couple of notes that I thought that I would like to share with you. One being that you're looking at content creation. And what are the things we are doing with Vidphone? I mean, I'm not trying to sell the product. I'm just trying to tell you some things that, we all have gone through this. And probably still we're all in the same kind of thought process. Generation of content's number one. Video content you can look at. I know that blogging, back in 5-6 years ago, I actually put up 100 blog posts as a religious thing every day. I put up, and we had a WordPress blog with 100 blog posts, complete long form content. But I think look at video posts. With Vidphone, you have the go live feature. You can very quickly make a video post, share your screen, presentation. It's what we call the video sales letter. And it's picking up a lot of pace even in the US, Canada, salesprocess.io, for example, Nick Cosmin, they're doing some amazing work. So basically it's like, and we're launching this in Vidphone as well soon, which we're calling vMail, right? So it's video mail. It's something like email, but it's a video sales letter. People can, it's like a thing. So I think that'll be a lot more organic for you. Somebody like you, I think you're going to be a lot more expressive when it comes to a video. And I think for your customer also, when they see you talking and you're sharing your screen, etc., it conveys the message very precisely.
Yeah.
So that might be something you can look at. Of course, you can try our product free. Don't worry about the costing side. I'd love to support and see that works, right? So you basically have your own link /app sales. This is your video pitch for XYZ. I have another friend, I think Vijeta, we should rope in Shubhanjan, and pitch link I think will help you in that whole pitching process. We can you look at pitch.link. Shubhanjan, good friend of ours, he's got a very good tool that will help you. So that's my quick note there. What the other one you had mentioned? One thing, one was on this, and I'd made a note.
You can share those resources, some of those videos and other things also, Jagat, that will help people.
Yeah.
Because I remember we have done a session with Vipul, you did a session on sales. So I think these are the kind of resources that you must be pushing out to the audience. Okay.
I'm just trying to get Naveen's second question. Naveen asked two. I think another was leads. One was leads, I think.
The lead gen, yeah.
And the second was, I think, content, right? So lead gen, again, this will help you in your lead gen. So once you push out video content on your social, etc., then you direct them to your website, and then you have the widget, so they can call you directly and make an inquiry, right? You can take them on the free plan and then upgrade them SaaS. Vipul's, I think, like really good question, right? Because friends, I mean, I've been running a business 10 years. My fourth CTO is Akhil, and it's never easy, right? I mean, and one of the things I learned from my mentors, one of the guys is Srinivas Pannala. He's a, IIT, IIM. He's probably, he was running a company called Mitoken back in 2001, which was like a competition, direct competition to Infosys. So these were some real guys from Motorola and the purebred kind of breed. And one of the things he told me was that, right, like make sure the shareholding is always clear. And I know it's a sensitive conversation sometimes, but I think that's when you need to be clear, saying that, hey, look, between friends, and I've had friends I've had my bandmate who's been CTO, we must tell them that performance is the only place where we will have a disagreement in the future. This is the thing with friends, I think, who are in business. It will typically come down to performance. Eventually, one will take the other for granted, or it won't really come in, and that will be the problem. So make that upfront. And I would say keep it as a vesting kind of way. See, obviously, depending on who's full-time, who's not full-time, the proportion of the shareholding cap table you will like figure out. But I think make it such that it's vesting, so that you have some portion of it that's out there and people earn that, right? And then it becomes a lot more democratic process. Nobody can say, hey, it's not a 50-50 split, and then you can't take decisions because he's out of town, all this nonsense that happens. So these things, I think making a vesting, you have a pool, and then both of you can vest into that as it kind of goes. It's like you can work it out, and don't go to a CA, go to a good CS. Like, for example, one of my dad, I'm not pushing his product, but dad's somebody who's like one of the top company secretaries in the country, right? And they are the people to go to for these kind of things, right? The CAs will just be good for accounts, not good for your corporate governance, shareholding, and stuff. I think other, Deepak as well as Nikhil, I think the new kind of businesses, I don't know much. My issues I would like to share as well.
Sure.
We are running Vid4, and we launched, as some people may know, we launched our video chat app before Google Duo right here in India called Livewire. And then it's been a dog run, right? And we kind of we got incubated, we raised some funding. Then we moved to now video conferencing. And over 6 months, we have seen, the top companies in the world have all like focused their guns at this space. And the worst thing is that I say it's unhealthy competition because they've made all their products free of cost. And I don't believe that corporates should be giving free of cost products indefinitely. It's not right. Because then either you're a government or you're an NGO. You cannot be a corporate and say, hey, we are doing social service, like give us all your data. I mean, that's effectively what's happening. So we're like in the middle of an onslaught. All we have done is improve the product as much as we can and keep it competitive. So we'd love to have inputs from people, and we are focusing on building the community with Vijeta, and because that's the way we believe in this whole model of what we are doing. Not simply because of marketing ploy, but because in my 10, 15 years of digital transformation and working we have done, I've realized that's the only way that works. We always pay it forward. So we build out this platform from India, and we say that it's open architecture. You don't have to download any software, made for India. It's off the browser, resource kind of efficient. And beyond this, obviously, it's the community, right? It's not and we're focusing it as more in terms of a video business model platform. It's not only about video communications or webinars. It's about getting that funnel, putting out a webinar, getting leads, converting. So it's basically a video customer experience for people. So would love people's view. If you're in my position, what would be your moves as founders and how would you take it? Yeah.
Nice. So guys, I just put a few things on the chat. Okay. Founders you admire and why? Bullet points. Boom. Founders you admire and why do you admire them? Very quickly. And I want you guys to quickly talk about other productivity tools. Are you using CRMs? Are you using what are you using to help to move your sales engine and your whatever your team productivity, whatever it is? Very quickly, rapid fire.
Who goes
rapid
first?
Fire, I said.
Okay,
whoever wants to go.
I'll start since I started. It's an easy one for me. Two of my greatest business icons are Steve Jobs and Richard Branson. Completely different individuals, and my entrepreneurial journey started like 15 years ago. And I think Steve Jobs and Richard Branson for different reasons. But I think for the exact opposite reason. Steve Jobs had one company, micromanagement, madness. Richard Branson is like 400 companies, completely macromanaging, crazy guy. So beautiful contrast. But I would always say that Ratan Tata is my idol. I think the way they run the business, trust-based, so CSR-focused, that's how I think business should be. So yeah, that's my answer. Next.
Jagat, you've taken both of mine, so I can't add much to that except the reasons.
Okay, who's next?
So since mine are same as what Jagat said, I think for Tata, I think the reason is pretty much the same. Really, it takes the whole wealth of nations, Adam's concept, a full circle, and that's how it really completes the picture. In fact, our tagline is we want to bring humane back into human interactions. And Steve Jobs, not for the madness, but for the fact that the guy kept reinventing himself and had conviction in the fact that he really can see what others may not. And as a founder, I think without letting it go to your head as well, it's important to be able to see that larger picture and create that following and that community that then buys into that for a longer term.
Okay, nice one, Nikhil. Thanks so much, man. Naveen, you'd like to?
Yeah, sure. So, not go so far. I look at Narayan Murthy as one of the pioneers who's kind of put India in the map, right? I think kind of work he's done for India, and he's probably the one who's also stood for a wealth creation as well in India and inclusiveness, and obviously always on the right side of from an ethics standpoint, from integrity standpoint, value system. So I think he's someone I look up to.
Beautiful. Great. Thanks, Naveen. And Vipul?
I mean, while Ratan Tata and all these guys are great, and they're the great people, but I actually idolize somebody way closer to me. So Ganesh, who's the founder of Growth Story, I've also had the opportunity to see him and work with him very closely. Uh, he's amazing in the way he can come up with ideas, iterate on those ideas, work with people around the world. I have never seen him, talking to a person and that person not being motivated. And I think that was a huge learning for me. He was working with people from around the world, and I remember talking to the teams in the US, them getting up in the morning and saying, we want to get this done now. Being able to pass on that passion to somebody who's 24 hours away is phenomenal. So I mean, those are the sort of skill sets that I saw, and I really idolize him, for being able to do that. So yeah, I mean, there's great things to be learned all around.
Thanks so much, Vipul. That's very nice. Awesome.
Yes, sir. So I have
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I have two three names. So one is I respect a lot this Elon Musk, obviously, and most importantly for the kind of the resources and the belief he's able to get from the investors for the kind of projects that he take. It's very tough to be very honest as an entrepreneur to make investors believe on such ideas where it's very far in terms of what you are going to compete with and what it looks like in, but like it's 15 years ahead of time maybe. So for that I respect him a lot. Number two is in as this being in the retail space, I respect a lot the Sam Walton from of Walmart, because building the business the way we are thinking at Shop Kirana is coming from him. A lot of things that we are reading from Walmart. And in India, Narayan Murthy, obviously, we respect a lot because so Vipul का जो problem है ना, Vipul, you have this problem, but अभी तो काफी चीजें हैं, like lot of things are there today and lot of black and white and documentation, but the way it was found with so many founders way back like in 1980s, where a lot of things and resources were not available, and still creating a corporate governance led company, and that was one of the key point Infosys was known for later on. And that is and it's, being humble yourself. So corporate governance, becoming humble and focusing on work and managing so many founders in such times when resources and clarity is not available. So these are the three I can like put top of my head.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks, guys. So just to let you know, right, we have been in conversation for 1 hour. Okay, some of the things also that I'd put out is, books that you read, who are your mentors and coaches, because we all need that, isn't it? We all need people to support us, guide us. It could be a virtual, informal board also, right, Jagat? But who are the people that you look up to? How do you train yourself? How do you get better in what you're doing? Whoever wants to go next? Whoever wants to go. We're almost done, man. Don't worry. Don't look at me like that. Okay, we're almost done.
I can start. So I read obviously. So read is one thing, and the most I think the one book that influenced me a lot is Seven Habits. So that
Okay.
makes me very productive, I think. And the one habit that is inside out. So what exactly you want to deliver and from where we start, and I think that is my key.
Okay, awesome. So, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen
Right.
Covey, right? Yeah, type it together, Jagat. Great, fantastic. Who's next?
So this is an easier one for me. So in terms of the book, I'm reading the Nike founders, Phil Knight's Shoe Dog.
Ah,
Find it
lovely.
amazingly inspiring. What he's built and what he's done is incredible, and how it still percolates down now is amazing. एक तो वो है, and Deepak, what you said rightly, it all makes sense. So that's one. Secondly, in terms of the mentor and the person that I go to is sitting right here, Nikhil, right there. So I got to shout out to him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have taken the plunge, way back in 2013. So I owe a lot to Nikhil, and I do pester him a lot. You have no idea. I'll ping him at 12 in the night. I'll say, I have this problem. Tell me, what do I do? And he's been very, very kind and very, very patient. So yeah, so that's where I go to.
Okay, so great. And we have one comment from Shivi, Vijay Shekhar from Paytm. Okay, so I think he's doing a lot of good stuff. He's fighting it out. Battles are out there, failures, successes, but whatever it is, he's out there hustling away to glory. Doesn't stop. Awesome. So Nikhil?
So I'm a pretty avid reader. So on one side, I'm parallelly reading a lot of ancient texts because of the work I do. Then I'm also reading a lot of stuff on psychology, therapy, and then again business. So there's never one book that I'm usually at. But I think the one that personally is an all-time resonating one was Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Yeah.
It was about constantly pushing, and I think that's one of my most gifted forward books to anybody who I think could benefit from that.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thanks so much.
The last chapter which he had lost was retrieved by his daughter, or I think granddaughter, and is now out as part of the original compilation as well.
Amazing.
So part 4, I just browsed through it recently.
Okay. And Nikhil, who are your go-to mentors, coaches, whom you can, kind of take advice from?
So I have consciously made a choice to not have one, but I have chosen very diverse kind of people. Some would be an ex-manager, somebody would be a business partner in outside of India, somebody would actually be a professional coach, someone would come from a whole different tradition itself, has nothing to do with business in life, and has pretty much given up. And I would take my most pressing problems simultaneously to all of them individually, and then pick an assimilation of how I'm able to connect with it.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks, Nikhil. That was very insightful. Jagat?
Yes, sir. What was the question? Mentors?
Yeah, mentors, coaches, books, resources. How are you managing life?
I think books, nowadays I'm a little bit not reading much, but I'm just stuck on Vedanta by Vivekananda. It's a book I read a lot. And I get a lot of depth from, I'm reading Upanishads a lot. And so typically, I'm typically reading these things again and again, because these are things that you get for repetition. And but I think apart from that, I think mentors, yes, we have an investor board, fairly smart people from, very astute from, Harvard, Google, KPMG, EY. So nice board of, investors we have. So I reach out to them a lot. Obviously, people in the ecosystem, Vijeta, Vipul, even Naveen and others at the ecosystem, at the startup warehouse, for example, I'm always taking advice from everybody. And so I think that's one of the things as founders, we should keep our eyes open, antenna. One of the things I realized as an entrepreneur is that generally we come out with a mission and a vision, and we say, hey, this is, my true north, and you are heading, really fast. But sometimes, the world is so serendipitous and spontaneous, is that there are other avenues that may open up that you may not see, which may actually be more exciting to you than your original so-called thought, right? And that happens by having your antenna up and kind of being very receptive to things. So I really look at I'll try and learn from everyone, to be honest with you. And I don't have like one mentor. I don't have like this ex-boss or someone who I worked for and, I can look up to. I respect them, but not as my mentors. But as you know, I'm learning from constantly everybody and everything.
Awesome. Beautiful, guys. So we are exactly at 8:33. Okay. And I've given the last shout out to the folks in the audience, or any questions or anyone wants to get onto the call. But otherwise, any winding remarks? What's going on and how you guys managing life? Sleepless nights, or staying awake because you're tensed, or staying awake because you've got so much to do and there's the killer instinct is out there. What's going on? It's open, guys. Open session.
Okay, let me take this. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming in. We're trying to do this every week so that people can come in. Obviously, I think there were some problems. The mechanism of solution, now we need to kind of think about. Maybe the round we could have made where one person asked, the other people kind of immediately suggest to them and then go to the next. We'll work on the format, but we'll find some way to kind of articulate this and take it further, right? So that people can actually move forward. Now open for everybody else, and please take it away. Thank you.
So you're all part of that founders feed, WhatsApp groups. You can connect on LinkedIn. There can be one-on-one conversations, do business together, do whatever you want to do, partnerships. I mean, ultimately, look, guys, you guys got to make money. So do I, huh, by the way. Just to say, like, even I got to live. But we just let's figure out these things. Hey, but I open house, guys. Come on, go for it. Whoever wants to speak.
No, I would personally say it was great time like during COVID because we have seen a lot of ups and downs, and we were able to check the resilience of the organization at this point in time, and we should go back and check in last 8 months who are the people who failed in your organization emotionally. That is the most important point. So it will make you feel that who will be your bakers in the tough time, and that list I have made in this tough time, and that can help you, all of you, who are the people who failed in last 8 months in terms of thought process or emotionally. And that was great. And another thing is we have learned how to manage bigger organization from distance, because a lot of time we were working from home and able to manage and inspire people from distance. So that is another thing that have added a lot in this time.
Awesome, Deepak. Yeah, that working remotely, keeping the team together. I'm sure there's so many challenges, right? Mentally, physically, there's so much of stress. And I mean, look, today we don't have any women out here, but the women entrepreneurs, women co-founders, women employees, they have so much of responsibility way beyond what we men or whatever do. So we got to be cautious about that also, right? Because we got to really respect everyone's thoughts and feelings and everything. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Thank you so much, Deepak, for that. Again, open house, guys. 8:36.
I could go on and on, but I think people are like getting angry. But it's really nice. I think Nikhil, wonderful to catch up, and Deepak as well. Deepak, I just want to ask. I mean, Shop Kirana. So Tanu Tejas, is it the same company?
Yes.
Fantastic. I've been following him for a long time on Facebook, and I must congratulate the great work he's done. He's really been at it and really awesome.
Thank you very much. In terms of being talkative, I remember I met Nikhil with Vipul once, like for 10 minutes, and the discussion went for 3 hours.
Nice.
Fantastic.
But tell me something. How good are you guys in sales? Are you comfortable with selling, picking up the phone and hustling and finding customers, partners? Are you guys good at it? Comfortable, tensed about it? How does it work for you guys?
I knew that was my biggest weak point going in when I took the leap. So that's one thing that I really consciously did from day one, and I don't think I really felt any difficulty in that. And I think the difficulty comes because somewhere inside we're fearing a rejection or the person not responding, and if we can just transcend that part, then it's just like having any other call.
Okay, nice. So I mean, you should get away that fear or anxiety that what if they say no, don't take my call, and say like, why are you disturbing me? Yeah, but there's no choice, isn't it, Nikhil? You have to be able to push your product, and you have to have confidence in what you're trying to offer and the value that you can give.
That's true. We don't have a choice, and we owe it to our organization if we're stepping up as founders. But we're also humans as founders, right? And if we don't, actually, I might want to cite this. I did speak of Steve Jobs and everything, but fantastic stuff I picked up from working closely with Sachin and Binny. I remember one statement in a promotion announcement. Sachin said, "These people getting promoted right now, they are definitely growing at least 12x every 6 months personally, because only then can they be getting promoted outside of turn in a company that's growing 10x every 6 months." And that gave me a thought that if a founder wants his company to grow at a certain scale, he has to be at that scale plus delta as a personal at a personal level. Only then will the rest of it fall into place. So for me, it's been a fantastic inward journey also to see wherever I'm stuck and I'm not going to do justice to my company. How do I transcend that? So actually, both have been happening together. I'm trying to write about it. It's not yet come into place, but hopefully in some months.
Hey, thanks, Nikhil. That was from the heart. Awesome stuff. Okay, I'm just getting Akhil online, guys. Akhil?
Hello, hi.
Hey, Akhil Akhil, introduce yourself, man. Why am I talking for you?
Yeah, I'm in the tech here at Whitphone, so a little bit of all the videos.
So he's the guy who sent us all those links, put things together, and he's building the tech, etc., working closely with Jagat. So awesome stuff, man. We had a nice time. I think that everything was clear, guys. Any opinion, any inputs, anything that you want to tell Akhil and Jagat about the platform?
Jagat, as I said, this is the first time I'm on the platform. So wonderful experience. You guys are doing a terrific job. So Jagat and Akhil, right? Akhil, great stuff. Wonderful interaction on this.
Yeah, very same.
It's a hyper competitive space, no doubt.
Yeah.
So it's not a very easy ride, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, and no sugar coated stuff needed. You guys can shoot and be like. I know we know the UX sucks. We're working on that. We're trying to put some UX in place. But how's the back end and how do you like the quality? And feel free to be completely brutal.
I just dropped your message on WhatsApp, so
I've seen that. We'll do it.
I just saw one observation. That's it.
I saw that. I'll fix it.
Super cool.
No, be candid and brutal, guys, because Jagat and Akhil, they work very hard, 18 hours, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. But that's not really what matters, right? You got to get better. We got to hustle our way to the top.
Yeah.
So, Akhil, something that you would like to say, buddy? All well, all good?
Not real. I don't talk much, but
Typical techie man, useless fellow, yeah.
let me pick his brain for just 5 minutes before we kind of do it. Now, Akhil, I know you've been having a really crazy time working with me, right? Let's be candid about this. We've been slogging for 4.5 years, and that's not easy, right? So how has been your experience? And you want to say anything? You want to take me out? This is your time publicly.
And no pressure.
You just want to give some galis to Jagat or something like that.
It's on public record, so go ahead.
No, I mean this is not my first job. Like I've done a few part-time stuff when I was in RIT, but this is like my first serious programming job. So when I joined, I didn't know much. I certainly didn't think that I would be building something like this when I joined. So very happy that I'm able to do something like this, and also with the stuff that we have already discussed, the things that we're going to build, I'm really excited about all of them.
Awesome.
Super.
Awesome.
And Akhil is my fourth CTO, and my first one, 2010, we're building social commerce. He was my bassy, Vipul. Like I had a band in college at NIT Allahabad. I was the vocals and guitars, and my bassy, he became my CTO, and he was about 2.5 years. Then his friend from Pune again became a CTO. Then I had another guy from Pune. And Akhil's like my final, he's like my fourth. I hope my final, Akhil. But what I must say is he's the best of the lot. Akhil's like the best of the breed.
Awesome.
Pound to pound, one of the best developers in the country.
Awesome.
It's very interesting how a lot of bassists, become tech leads.
Oh, yes. Music itself, I think guitars, if you look at a lot of programming in the Valley also, 60s, 70s, where it really kicked, you typically have, also a guitar next to the programmer because it's very creative process. Albert Einstein used to play the violin, as you know.
So what about sitar? No, but Jagat and Vipul. What about
I've learned sitar.
Yeah. I mean, we got to jam. By the way, Nikhil also plays the guitar.
Wow.
He sings as well. He was in a band called Brahma's Mistake. They were pretty good at that time. So yeah, but Naveen, we should plan it out. I mean, it'll be fun.
Awesome.
Brahma
Thanks, Akhil. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for joining in.
No problem.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Cheers, Akhil. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think Shivi wants to say hi again. Let's see what she has to say. Shivi, you want to say something to this man?
Yeah, I got really excited about the band. I was also my college.
This was about technology and founding and
all
starting
the
up.
band.
What band के बारे में बात करें हम लोग अभी यार?
Yeah, I think we should start up band.
Founding the band.
We will have another way of gathering money.
So do you play any instrument, Shivi? Do you sing? Are you on vocals? Are you on something like that?
I was always managing.
I think you like soft rock and heavy metal and all that stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a dancer actually. So I think we can have a very good team.
Okay, nice. So awesome, man. We should jam up. We should all come together sometime. Okay, let's get more people together.
Probably get ready for the startup song now soon. So we start jamming, but we won't get into this now.
Guys, I think Deepak is going to leave.
Yes. So I need to move. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so
for your
much.
time.
Cheers. Hey, bye.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, Shivi. You have been very kind to join us in this busy schedule of yours on your Sunday evening. Okay.
No issues.
And we would love to jam up all these things. We're doing this League of Extraordinary Startups. We're doing this Startup Sunday. We're trying to create as much of potential. Of course, Ty does a lot of events, and since I have no other job on Saturdays, Sundays, also I try to take time. Whatever, man. Whatever we can do for the founders. Okay. But thanks, Shivi. You have been a brilliant support to the ecosystem. Thank you so much for this. All right, and take care. Be well. Cheers.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, so I think we are on the 8:45 mark, 1 hour 15 minutes. So thank you everyone. Any closing remarks? We can always wind up. say bye.
I'm happy I made it to the meeting today. It is really very useful and insightful and nice chatting with all of you.
Thanks, Nikhil. Thanks, Nikhil. And like whoever else we would see, this is also a way. Look, Nikhil, let me be also clear. This is also a way to give a platform to folks, okay? To founders, to other startups, and to whatever is happening in ecosystem. Maybe look, you guys want solutions from all the other founders that are there. All right. So whatever you can, whatever you can do one-on-one also. You can put it out on the group. You can touch base with everyone. Whatever works, man. Let's bring in more people, more. And I requested Shivi to come in because she's from the corporate side of view. Everyone wants connects with the expirators, corporates, with VCs. Maybe next time, Jagat, one or two of your founders, if they want to just come and say hi, if they're comfortable, of course. We don't force anyone. Whatever works. Okay. Anything else, guys? It's 1 hour 45 minutes. I don't want to take up more time. Yeah.
Hey, pleasure connecting. Brilliant initiative. The takeaway is the band. I look forward to jamming.
That's it. Ultimately, that's all that matters.
So that's the takeaway. We're done. We're going to do the MVP of the band now.
Good. So I think we also have Raj here. We'll just say hi to Raj, and then we'll kind of closing. Huh? Good man. Great, great, Jagat. Thank you so much for lending the platform as well, buddy.
No, it belongs to the ecosystem.
Fantastic. But make money also. Huh? Don't give it for free.
Live long. Live long and prosper.
Paisa banao. Vipul, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Pleasure and delight also.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye-bye.